You ever come home from a long trip, hoping for a hot shower and a quiet evening, only to find out that while you were gone, someone decided to just take part of your property? No heads up, no discussion, just poof, it's not yours anymore. You're welcome to my Tuesday. So I get back from a 2-day job in Lansing. I do smart glass installs for hospitals, nothing glamorous but it keeps the lights on, and I'm standing there in my kitchen, suitcase still by the door, scrolling through emails. Then I see one from Karen Landry, HOA president, full-time control freak, part-time dictator. Subject line: Dog community use reclassification. I open it, thinking maybe it's a meeting notice or some nonsense about paint colors again, but no. Karen, in her infinite wisdom, has unilaterally declared that my dog, the one I spent 6 weekends building myself, is now a communal property. Just like that. It's under the supervision of her nephew Travis, which, if you know Travis, you already hear the beer cans cracking. I just stared at the screen. Didn't get mad yet, didn't even speak. I just kept blinking, rereading that email like maybe if I looked at it long enough, the words would change into something that made sense. But they didn't. Let me back up a sec. I live in a lakeside neighborhood in Michigan, quiet, laid back, mostly retirees or folks like me who like their mornings still and their evenings quieter. I bought the place 4 years ago after my divorce. Needed peace, needed a project, needed water. I built that dock with my own hands. Treated wood, marine screws, the works. Not some prefab garbage, either. It's solid. It's where I drink my morning coffee, watch the sun peel itself off the lake. That dock was mine in every sense of the word. Then Karen moved in 2 houses down. The woman introduced herself at the first HOA meeting like she was running for senator. Power suit, clipboard, 5-point plan for reinvigorating community standards. Everyone clapped. I didn't. Something about the way she smiled, all teeth, no warmth, just rubbed me the wrong way. Now, I'm not anti-HOA, okay? I get it. You don't want someone turning their lawn into a junkyard. But Karen took it to another level. She fined old man Ed for having a wind chime. Reported the Johnsons for leaving their garbage can out past 9 a.m. on a Sunday. That's the kind of neighborhood we're talking about. So when she came to me last spring asking to use my dog for a community barbecue, I said no. Not rude, not aggressive, just no. Told her I didn't want the liability, the cleanup, the wear and tear. I even offered to help with setup elsewhere. She smiled tight, like she was chewing glass, and said, "Of course. I understand completely." Except she didn't. Because that no turned me into enemy one. After that, I started getting emails about dog safety standards, questions about permits, notes about unified shoreline aesthetics. I brushed it off at first. Figured she'd get bored and move on. But Karen doesn't move on. She circles. Mrs. Hollis, sweetest old lady on the block, pulled me aside one morning while I was pruning the hedges. Said Karen was asking neighbors if they remembered when I built the dock, if they thought I had the proper zoning. I laughed it off. I shouldn't have. So fast forward, I come home, open that email, and 2 minutes later I'm on the phone with Karen. She answers like nothing's wrong. "Gavin, I hope your trip went well. We are so excited about this new chapter for the lakefront." I cut her off. Told her she was trespassing on private property, forging signatures because she even attached a document with what's supposed to be my signature approving the whole thing. I said, "Karen, this is fraud." She chuckled and said, "Don't be dramatic. It's for the community." Next morning. Full frat party on my dock. Travis, her nephew, had brought his buddies over, set up coolers, Bluetooth speakers, even strung some fairy lights. There's a big banner reading, "Travis's Leadership Hangout," like it's a youth camp. Except the only leadership I saw was someone leading a beer bong tournament. And I'll tell you something, I didn't yell, didn't storm over. I just stood on my porch with my coffee, stared for a good while, then walked back inside and opened my laptop. Because see, I don't fight with fists. I fight with blueprints, statutes, and receipts. I dug up my property deed, the HOA charter, the original neighborhood bylaws. And buried in an older copy one Karen probably hadn't even seen, I found a clause: any structure built entirely within a residence deeded lakefront area for personal use shall remain exempt from HOA control unless voluntarily submitted for shared use. Voluntarily. Keyword. I called my buddy of mine who supplies smart glass. Industrial grade, shatterproof, stuff they use in banks. Told him I needed 6 full panels, 8 feet high. He didn't even ask questions, just said, whatever Karen did this time must have been nuclear. Next step. Ed. Remember Ed, the guy who got fined for wind chimes? Turns out he used to be a contractor. Loves a good garage project. I told him the plan: build a full transparent wall at the mouth of the dock. Invisible to the eye unless you hit it at just the right angle and bulletproof to boot. He lit up like Christmas morning. 3 nights later, we snuck the panels in piece by piece. Walked under moonlight, power tools muffled, music off. Ed's wife brought us lemonade like it was a secret war effort. By morning, it was done. Seamless, crystal clear barrier, right where dock met shore. 2 days later, Karen throws a lakefront picnic. Half the HOAs there. Kids running around, Karen handing out flyers about unity, and Travis standing on my dock like he's king of the world, doing a TikTok or some dumb thing. Then Karen struts up with a group of people in tow, probably to give one of her inspirational talks, and wham! She walks face first into the glass. Glasses fly. Someone screams. The whole group gasps. And me. I just stroll down, coffee in hand, deadpan as a statue. Oh hey Karen. Guess you found the new security addition. Fully compliant. Permits and all. She starts screeching. Says I'm endangering the neighborhood. Threatens to sue. Calls the cops. But here's the twist: I had installed microcameras inside the frame. Full HD, wide angle, audio recording. And wouldn't you know it, caught Travis the week before, telling his friends, don't worry, Karen's got this. She says once we turn it into a youth space, Gavin can't legally kick us off. I handed that footage to my lawyer. Karen. She resigned 2 weeks later. No lawsuit. No apology either, of course. Travis disappeared. HOA held a new election, guess who won? Ed. And first order of business: reinstate bird chimes. As for me, I sit on my dock every morning like I used to, coffee in hand, sun on my face, peace restored. Sometimes I reach down and tap the glass barrier, still solid, still mine. Thing is, you don't always need to shout to win. Sometimes you just need to outbuild, outplan, and outlast. Now let me ask you, what would you have done? Play nice? Lawyer up? Or build a wall no one sees coming? Let me know in the comments. Because honestly, this wasn't just about a dock. It was about boundaries. And some people, they need to learn exactly where the line is.